Do it live.
Do it live. 100K, baby.
Come on.
199. It was 104 last night. At the time of recording, 99. So we got a little bit of a dip.
Gotta buy the dip.
By the dip, baby, but we passed it. We crossed that psychological threshold, and this is just part of the plan, dude. What do you think?
I thought that the 100,000 was kind of dumb. Like it's
Yeah.
not a psychological threshold. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
It is. I feel I was ecstatic. And I was driving my kids around home from practice, wasn't paying attention, opened up the app, and I was like, it's 102. And I was yelling at everybody. I couldn't believe it. It caught me by surprise, and it definitely feels different. I is different. 99 is just the dip.
Yeah. It's crazy how like uh fast we psychologically sort of adjust to things. But I earlier in the day, yesterday, when it was like went up to 99.5 and then it dipped back down to like low 98s. And I thought there was a moment I was like, oh, we're gonna do it. But then once it went back down to 98, I just kind of forgot about it and
Yeah.
worked out. And then I went for a walk and I was listening to I'm doing this like Tom Woods, he's a libertarian,
Yeah.
brilliant guy, educator, and he's got this course on American history, and I'm like, so I'm just walking listening to the Tom Woods course on the economic history of the colonies in America. And then I come back and I look at my phone, or I hadn't been looking at it, and then I see the message from you on Telegram. I'm like, holy shit, 101, like
Wait,
out of
I'm the one that told you?
you're the one that
You
told me.
you learned
Yeah.
through me?
I learned through you.
Heck yeah, man. That
I
is solid.
I wasn't on X or anything. Like I was, and I hear the like I saw that. I was like, what the fuck? There's no way this can be true. And then I just quickly went on, looked at the price. I'm like, oh my gosh, we did it. Like, and then it was a
Unbelievable.
very euphoric feeling. And my wife got home from work, and yeah, it was just a lot of like we did it. Like, I know that there was like up like
Vindicated.
highs and lows, and there was that definitely a feeling of vindication and uh yeah, first milestone done, just the beginning, but
Yeah.
it's
I agree.
incredible.
Yeah, just the beginning, but that's what I feel like also, like vindication. I was looking at a text thread that I have with some of my buddies, and I was talking about this after the FTX scandal and all of that went down. They were kind of pointing out, hey, crypto's dangerous. And my message back to the group text was Bitcoin only, not crypto. And that was November 27th, 2022. The price was $16,000.
Oh boy.
Now, I didn't tell anybody to buy, but if it had sparked your curiosity and somebody had purchased, I mean, what an amazing thing to have been, to be part of that. But I don't really think any of my buddies bought any Bitcoin.
I
Maybe
feel
some
bad for
did.
some of my friends that didn't, that I really tried to, had multiple. Well, I'm not saying I had multiple dinners with them or happy hours to get them to buy Bitcoin, but friends that I see or make a point to see,
Mhm.
I don't know, once every 2 months, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
just to maintain the relationship. And over every time, this past like 4 years, really, of just talking about it, I gifted them some, sent them some Bitcoin. And, when it was going up from like 15 to 30, I was like, you could have doubled if you bought, and then it just kept going up. And I kept reminding them of it. But then when it hit 100K, like I know they know, and I'm past the point of I don't want to guilt them anymore. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to rub it in their face, but we all know. And it's interesting because like I know that everyone has stories of like when they first heard about it. And I have that story where I'm like, if I had only just bought it when I first heard about it and not even take like, I didn't need to understand it or believe in it. But if I just bought it because whatever, it's a bet, then I would have, it would have been a much different story here. But you get Bitcoin at the price you deserve. This is just the beginning. We're going to a million, and then 10 million, and then 20
Yes.
million, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I think what's so unique about Bitcoin is that it's a shared experience.
yeah,
What you described, I felt. I've been to several Bitcoin meetups in different cities. That theme of I ignored it, I bought it, or whatever, the process that we all go through is so similar. And it's very easy to feel like you're a cliche in Bitcoin. Oh, I bought it after GameStop, whatever the reason is. We've all gone through those periods where maybe you spent time thinking that a different cryptocurrency was going to be the one that helped you buy more Bitcoin if you aped into that one and it mooned.
I did.
Yeah, I mean, we all been there. I think a lot of it is just because I hadn't done enough study yet, and we talked about this the last time we met, but I'm so grateful to be on this side of the trade, on this side, it's not even a trade, on this side of the wall, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Between no Bitcoin to having some Bitcoin. This side of the wall is so much better. And the other piece is, like you said, this isn't the end. This is just the beginning. This is the start of what we're going to see over the next year. And it's, not financial advice. I think we should probably say that, but I'm going to be buying Bitcoin as often as possible.
Or it is financial advice.
Or is it? I mean, it could be. I
The,
mean, what's the liability for, a couple of retards on the internet talking about
the bar's
Bitcoin?
got to be pretty low for us
Yeah,
retards, right? So I mean, hey, we'll say it this way. I'll give financial advice to myself. I'll give financial advice to you.
I'll
Continue
take
to
it.
stacketh the Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I mean, go back to that point about like, doing the altcoin shit, the shit coins. Um, I didn't understand Bitcoin right enough to just go all in Bitcoin, but there was this, if I'm being honest, there was a certain part of me that felt like I was smarter
Yeah,
than than I really am, right? To think that I could not like I was day trading, but just to think that I could like do the research, find the right coins, and then that'll just, once that goes 100x, then I'll just take that
Lambo.
and put it into Bitcoin, right? And
Yeah,
it's so stupid. It's so dumb. And I had worked in that industry, right, to like understand the ins and outs of the crypto industry. And that was a crash course in quickly realizing that it's all just a house of cards, pumping and dumping based off of, venture capitalists backing to circumnavigate an IPO, right? And once I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, like I am retarded. I can't believe I bought into this. I'm seeing all these people talk about this type of stuff. And the advice I'd give my past self would just be forget about all the noise. Don't, you're never, your ego is what's going to get you in trouble. You're never going to be smart enough to time the market in a way that's going to end up with more Bitcoin in your stack, than if you just soberly bought it every single week, right? And all that, I would have so much more Bitcoin now if I just played the easy game. It's hard because it's easy, right? It's hard
yeah.
because it's so straightforward. Because no way, like I just buy it and put it in self custody and forget about it.
The
That's
cheat
too
code.
damn easy. Can it really be that simple? And it's like, yeah, that's that simple. Don't complicate it. If I could
Yeah.
just shake myself.
Well, I know, and we do, and that's that shared experience. We all, I don't know all, but I feel like a majority of people, we have to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
And it's very common to look at the price of Bitcoin and say, I'm never going to get one, but I can have 10,000 of this other altcoin and try to be smart enough, clever enough to use that to get ahead. But I was talking to some Bitcoiners this week and they gave me a formula that I want to share. It's 5% of a $60,000 salary over 10 years, going back to 2014 to 2024, you've spent $33,000 over that period or $35,000 over those 10 years, and you have at this point accrued $2.37 million.
Wow.
Take 5% of a $60,000 salary, put it away. I mean, we're talking, that's like what your 401k match is. If your company matches up to 6%, take 6% of that instead of putting it into whatever the market, put it into Bitcoin. You don't get the company match, but let it grow over time. And it's going to far outpace anything that you'd find in the equity market or bonds or all that other crap. But that's the key. Like think of the turtle, little by little, right? Slow and steady. It's the hardest thing to do, but it's also the simplest.
Amen, brother. We got the final yellow spaces starting. You want to tune into that?
Let's do it. Yeah, I set a reminder on my phone and I got it.
All right. I'll share my screen.
Double, double your refreshment. Double, double your enjoyment. Oh, no single gum. Double freshens your mouth like double mint gum. Double, double your refreshment. Double, double your delightment. Oh, no single gum. Double freshens your mouth like double fresh, double good. Come on and double it. Double mint gum.
There's no single gum like it.
Uh, Tune in there with yellow, the one and only. Holy shit.
I think it's amazing how many of those the people that join that space that I'm connected with.
Incredible. And you don't really know any of them, right?
No, I know that I don't know any of them. I mean, I
But you know
recognize
them.
the profile. I know them. I
Yeah.
know the memes. I see them share their thoughts, and then we're all there together. Like I probably knew about 400 of those people. I
Yep.
kept scrolling to find who I wasn't following or wasn't following me, and it took me a while to get down to the bottom where I didn't know anybody.
I think, we're years from now, it's going to be like a time capsule. We'll look back on that, and we'll see the screen share and just the faces and stuff, and it'll be like looking through the old emails of the original cypherpunk mailing list. Obviously, we're not saying that we're cypherpunks or any contributing to the space like they did, but just the fact that like a lot of these people will disappear or change or whatever, and we'll, maybe. I don't know. It's just a bit of like perspective, retroactive thinking of, man, these are like the good old days.
That's what I was gonna say. These are the good old days. I mean,
That's
it's
like
all
my mantra. I'm trying to say that every day. These are the good old days. Just make the most of it.
yeah, I think so too. It's funny. I look back at old photos, and at the time, I thought maybe I looked stupid or something, but
Yeah.
I can't. It's like I'm so young. I'm struck by how young I was, 2 years, 4 or 5, 10 years ago, and I feel like we're going to look back and be able to say, just have an appreciation for what we're going through now.
Yeah.
It's hard to feel it when you're through it, going through it, but I think the being right about Bitcoin, crossing 100,000, making friends across the internet, sharing ideas that maybe you don't have anyone in your real life to share with, that is powerful. And that's going to stay with me.
Yeah. Well said. How old are you, by the way?
43.
Damn, dude. You look younger than I do, and I'm 36.
I mean, we're not too far away, but yeah, wait, when you hit 40, you get more perspective. That was the
Yeah.
best age, I think.
I had to, well, yeah. I mean, even like looking at myself like 4 years ago or when I was 30 to now, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just like a different person.
Yeah.
And I had a call earlier today with a potential client, and yeah, I shared that, last night I had a couple whiskeys to celebrate 100K, and I was like, I feel it though, man. Like, I can't put him back like I used to. And he's like, yeah, well, that's what happens when you're, over 40. And I'm like, I'm 36 actually, but I'm in the sun a lot, so I age faster than normal white guys.
Yeah. It could be like if you're not used to drinking that much, it can, if you don't have a tolerance for it, it can be brutal.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. But
That's a
dude,
good thing.
I mean, shit, we've got so much ahead of us, and it's what this is going to do. I've been trying to think about that as well. Like I don't know. Like I have never sold any Bitcoin. I don't have any price target that I'm going to sell Bitcoin. It's just one of these things where I said I'm going to buy it and I'm just going to forget about it. Well, not forget about it because shit, the opposite's happened, but I'm not going to think about selling it for
Right.
10 years. But then at that point, I don't think it's that sell your Bitcoin. I think it's just that you spend your Bitcoin, right? And I've
Yeah.
spent some Bitcoin. I've spent it on different services and products and stuff, and that feels better than selling it, right? Because you want to encourage like some type of economy that's using Bitcoin. But anyway, I say this to say, when I think about, I really try and visualize what the future can look like, but not what this can do. Like, I don't need anything. Like, I have an old beat up truck. I could probably, use a new truck, right? But I'm not like I want to get a Lambo or any, you know, you know, whatever nice thing this or nice thing that. What I'm really thinking about is what I can do for my family. Like I want to
Yeah,
retire my wife, I don't want her to have to work. I want to make sure that she doesn't have to worry about that, anymore. I want to, make sure I take care of my mom and buy a home for her, in nature somewhere at the beach somewhere so she doesn't have to, worry about that and look after my nieces and and we don't have kids yet, but we're gonna have kids eventually, hopefully soon, and I want to make sure that they have a good life.
I
They're
think
gonna have
that's
to
great.
work for everything they get, that's for damn straight. But I don't want
Yeah,
them to have to, like I think the point is like my dad and my mom, kind of took a step up to put me in a situation, to then also hopefully take a step forward. And I really believe that this is my calling for my family and the bloodline to introduce some type of generational wealth.
I think so, and I think it is. And years ago, I've got four kids. Years ago, I put 1 million sats on a wallet for each one of them. And one of my sons, who's a teenager, he opens it up and he looks at it, and he's they earn Bitcoin now when they do chores, and
That's
he's got
awesome, dude.
yeah, he's got 1.5 million sats. He's 13,
Damn.
and this morning we were talking about hitting 100, and none of his friends have Bitcoin. None of the people that he knows have a wallet. They will, and they probably will soon, in the next few years. But I think getting your kids into Bitcoin at a young age is probably the start of the best education they'll receive.
Yeah.
And putting even a little bit aside, my kids they don't care about Bitcoin. They see dad care about it, so they're like, that's cool, dad's happy. But think about 10 years from now, that the 1 million sats. I mean, what are we going to be looking at? I mean, that could be for
Could,
someone who,
could be a
you
million
know, it's,
dollars.
I mean, it could be $1 million. It really could be. It's
It
not,
really
it's
could
not
be.
that
It
dumb.
sounds crazy.
$1 per sat. I mean, $10 per, or what was I saying the other day? Uh, $10 per sat. What does that put us at? A billion, something
Yeah,
like that.
something like
Something
that.
crazy. But yeah, I mean, we don't know where it's going. I don't know where Bitcoin's going, but it's going up over the long term. And we're still at 1% adoption. Throw in the ETFs and everybody else. What are we at? 2%, 3%, maybe. We are still so early. And that's the part that we have to help people understand. It's not too late. You didn't miss it. You're later than we are, but you didn't miss it.
Yeah, people when Bitcoin hit $1, they thought they were late. When it hit $100, people thought they were late. When it hit 1,000, they thought they were late. 10,000, 20. It over and over again, repeating.
Yeah.
The whole thing. It's the same thing right now. If you've been around for long enough, you understand that. But if you're new, you don't understand that. But convince yourself you're not late. Just start stacking, and it'll pay off.
What do you say? Should we stack some sats right now?
Fuck yeah. Let's stack some sats. I can never say no to stacking sats,
That was
baby.
not a hard sell. All right, why don't oh man, we're at 98. Why don't you pick the amount this week since I picked it last week or 2 weeks
Okay.
ago?
You did 15 last week, right?
I think I did 42.
Oh, 42. You did 42. Let's do 21.
Yeah, that works. I was thinking similarly.
Okay. $21.
All
Let's
right,
buy.
man, I'm using Strike again.
I am using River again.
My Bitcoin price is 98,901. The strike fee is 21 cents.
Same fee, slightly higher spread at 99,033 buckaroos.
Okay,
All right.
there it is. Oh, got it.
You can't see it, but you just have to
Yeah,
trust us.
it's
There we
there.
go. There we go. Now we ended the show again with more Bitcoin than we had when we started it, and that's what it's all about.
That's right. I mean, every day, just add to your stack a little bit.
Keep stacking. What do you want to do here? Do you want to watch any videos?
Yeah, there were a couple have there were a couple have fun staying poor videos.
There's been a
Uh,
few out there. Should I? What? Well, I got Craig Wright saying we can do a Craig Wright. We can do the one I shared about the British guy. British. I'm
oh
like that.
yeah, and
There's
then there's
got some other ones. You want to share those with?
Joe Kiernan, the CNBC clip.
Yeah, Joe Kiernan.
You
You
missed it.
missed it. You missed it. Let's start with that.
That one is just so hardcore.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna share the screen here. Uh, I love this one.
Yeah.
All right, from our guy Marty Bent.
I've been a skeptic over the years because of some of the things that you just quoted Powell on in terms of its store of value. It's not a currency equivalent, right? It is a speculative asset. And we say be very, very careful. Be very careful. We don't have it in client assets right now. There are ways to play it through the exchanges, but certainly it's getting the attention and we're getting lots of questions about it.
40% since the election, but 60% ARR for 15 years or 10 to 15 years. So you've missed it.
We have missed that.
Yeah.
We did miss the US equity markets though, so we got that, which has been a strong performer over the last.
He's got that going for him.
And I've been a skeptic over the years.
He pulled the Caddyshack Bill Murray. You got that going for him.
I mean, you missed it. And he hit him right where it hurts, like the 60% ARR. Like those are metrics that, the suits look at. You missed it, pal.
You missed it.
And the guy is like, well, everyone's asking about it and wanting to get a slap on the back for, having questions directed at him. But it's
Right.
like, dude, wake up.
You missed it.
You
You
missed it.
missed all those gains for your clients.
Yeah.
All those people that were asking about it all the way up that you were actively discouraging from buying Bitcoin, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And
It,
the part that's unforgivable is that you had all of 2024. Let's say you wanted to wait for the ETF approval. Fine, that happened in January, like the first week in
yeah,
January.
yeah.
Like, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? This was approved a year ago, and the price was at 44,000, and now it's 100.
We've reached the point where it's not only career risk to not, be offering Bitcoin if you're offering like these traditional financial services, but it's career suicide.
Yeah, it's deadly. What a deadly mistake. I If it were me, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't go on the shows until I had an answer
Because
because
he wasn't ready for that pushback, right?
right.
But things have changed. Things have changed. But by the way, Joe Kieran is the freaking man. He needs that, with the glasses and the joint
He does,
at
dude.
the end, you know.
Let's do that.
Um,
That's a good meme right there.
that's a great meme. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so you're seeing a change in the media. One in both, the where people get their information. Of course, there's, what we would call new media. Is not new anymore, right? But podcasts, this sort of like peer-to-peer educational content, there's a lot more trustworthy. People feel like they're listening to a podcast, they're listening to someone like they're having a conversation. It's easier to build trust over longer form. But with the mainstream media, I think what we're starting to see too is a complete shift in tone about this thing. You can not only no longer ignore it, you really can't make a career off being a skeptic of it because, again, it's a career risk or career suicide. Well, and I'd like to do some research here to say, like, if you have, like a CNBC of the world, right? What percentage of their airtime is dedicated to talking about Bitcoin? Let's say it's like 5% right now. Right? I mean, you can imagine that now that it's past the psychological threshold of 100K, people are accepting it's not going anywhere. People are asking about it more. And maybe the mind share of Bitcoin goes up from 5% to 10% or 15% or 20% of their time that they're spending to talk about it. And that just encourages, I mean, there's downstream effects of that, like inescapable. Like you can't you can't get away from you can't ignore this thing anymore, right? So if like you're a baby boomer, uh, and you all you do is watch like the mainstream media, not saying that they all do. Well, now you're going to be hearing a lot more about it, a lot more frequently, and you're going to really get some, some education. And
Yeah.
that's going to encourage a lot more adoption. So I think it's such an inflection point in Bitcoin's history.
I think you're right. And when you mention baby boomers, with the ETF, they have a very simple way to convert their existing holdings into those if they choose to. You can, if you're with Fidelity or BlackRock, I mean, those brands offer each other's Bitcoin ETFs. So there really is no excuse if you have wealth already. And the way I've been thinking about it is the older you are, the more Bitcoin you need. The younger you are, the less. And the reason is time. If someone is 60, 65, you might not live to see, the $10 billion Bitcoin, but someone who's just coming of age today and, their parent gives them some Bitcoin as a gift or puts it away as in a, trust for the future, that could very well grow beyond what we would even imagine today. We're looking at the $100 million range or higher. And you need less Bitcoin if you're younger. And that to me is why it's so interesting, right? Like Bitcoin's perfect for the old because you can preserve your wealth, whatever you've built to this point, and you can sustain it and it'll grow. But it's perfect for the young because the way it will grow could be extremely dramatic, more than what we could anticipate. So it doesn't really matter where you are on the spectrum. Like where you're alive today, Bitcoin exists and you can buy it. Doesn't matter what age you are, it will help you in the future.
Beautifully said. You just have to have patience, and that's it, right? Just be really patient. And I think that's part of it too, is like Bitcoin does teach you some of these things about your time preference, right?
Yeah.
And it's definitely made me a more frugal person. And
Yeah.
then you start to realize that the whole fiat system and the credit system, the credit cards and all this, it's like it's encouraging consumerism and useless, things that we don't actually need. That's when you're living in a Keynesian system like we're living in, it breeds this sort of degeneracy because if the thing that you're using to buy the things is printed out of thin air, then it's not really valuable at all, right? But when you're saving in something that has a complete finite cap of 21 million, you realize there's actually not that much to go around. It brings back this sort of prudent approach to life, right? The real
Yeah.
virtues that we talk about. And that's such a beautiful thing, man. And we talk about a world on the Bitcoin standard. It's not just that Bitcoin's going to be a bajillion dollars and everyone's going to be fucking rich. It's not that. It's just that even if you're not like making generational wealth, it's a better system, right? It's a transparent system.
Straight
It's
up.
fair. So we can't even you can imagine the byproducts of just being on a better foundational level. And I think that's what we talk about. And so fucking A, man.
Yeah, dude. That
How about
hits.
Craig Wright?
I don't know. I thought this
Hey,
guy was gone. Is he still around? What is
well,
I
no, he's
missed it.
gone. He's probably going to prison, and that's still being litigated because he lost that lawsuit. And he claimed he was Satoshi, and he's
Right.
not,
Cope
obviously.
Copa versus right. Yep.
Yeah, Copa versus Wright, fake Toshi. This was back in 2020. The highest, I don't know what month it was, but the highest Bitcoin would have been in 2020 was what, like 25,000, twenty-three
Yeah.
thousand, something like
Yeah. I
that.
think it hit 20 and
Yeah, 20 something in it. Yeah, but it could be 10,000 lower. So he said, let's just,
this is Patrick Bet David too.
yeah, yeah.
BTC is not going to go to $100,000. Full stop. BTC is not going to go to $100,000. Full stop.
Have fun staying poor, dude, and have fun in
Wow.
prison. I hope he sues people for saying this type of stuff, but I think now that Copa versus Wright has settled everything, you can say it. It's a scammer.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I, there is no end of people who think that Bitcoin is or isn't going to do one thing. And at the end of the day, we don't know, which is why when it does the thing you don't think it's going to do, it can be incredible. It catches you by surprise.
Sure does. This one, I don't know, it's recent, right? And
Yeah.
someone became a multimillionaire off of Bitcoin. I don't know this show, LBC, somewhere in the UK. This guy who's doing the typical like Keynesian think boy type of thing with the finger on the cheek is doesn't understand Bitcoin. You're going to continue to well, let's just watch it and then we'll talk about it after. How about that? How about that? Let's go.
Let's do it.
About well, I say relatively small, £250,000 worth of Bitcoin.
Oh,
And-
yeah, sure. I was thinking relatively small purchase. I'm thinking bag of Maltesers, Jack. But okay, yeah,
Yeah, that's
grand.
true, and I'm sorry if I put it in those kind of
No,
terms,
all right,
but it was relatively small to my second purchase, where I bought £1 million worth of Bitcoin back in 2022.
You literally spent £1 million of actual money on Bitcoin.
Actual money, yeah, it was scary, and making the transaction itself and buying it and all that kind of thing was. I had my heart in my mouth when I did it. I just had a target in my mind. I'd watched a lot of YouTube videos, and what they said is basically have a target, wait till your target price is hit, and that's what I did. And in May this year, I mean, I wish I'd kept it till now. In hindsight, however, I made 1.2 million profit from this purchase. Profit.
Hang on, so you didn't just make 200 grand profit. You made
No.
made
I made 1.2 million, and I didn't hang on to my target because when I made that amount of money, I thought, do you know what? Why hang on? I don't want to risk losing this. I've got an enormous amount that I've made. I'm going to just cash it out. So I did.
And you're now a multimillionaire living it up in Greece.
Yeah. I wouldn't say living it up. I mean, it hasn't changed my life much, but
why would it? To be honest, why would it, Jack?
would it?
Why would a couple of million quid change your life?
I
Have
mean,
fun staying poor.
have fun staying poor, dude. I mean, just the scoffing from this guy and no, actual real money for Bitcoin. Dude, your money is printed out of thin air. It's not real. Go to a
Yeah.
bank, they don't have your money. Okay. That's not real. You're exchanging unreal money, fake money for real money, which is
Paper.
Bitcoin. And also shame on the guy calling in for selling.
I'm not sure who the biggest loser is or who's going to have the most fun staying poor, but the guy with, the millions of whatever in Bitcoin that he sold, that is going to hurt. And I guarantee you that hurts today because,
Yeah,
I mean, who knows how long ago he sold it? He might have sold it when we were still in the 50s.
probably did, right? We're going to continue to see guys like this that will sell right at 500,000 before it goes to a million. And they're gonna have guys like this that are, I guess, like supposed to be a financial expert or something, that continue to doubt it and just say stupid shit, and it dips from a million to 900,000. They're gonna be like, see, it's not really a store of value. It's like, I don't know. They're gonna be put out of business soon because they're just completely retarded.
We don't need the experts.
No, because they're
You
not.
need, yeah, you need do the 100 hours of Bitcoin study, get rid of your financial planner, get rid of
Yeah.
all the other experts who are going to tell you what to do. Just hang on to your Bitcoin.
They just get in the way. I saw Saifedean, he was tweeting about something the other day where maybe it was Dylan LeClaire. He said, I've got one friend who's not the smartest guy in the world who bought Bitcoin at this really, whatever low price, and now he's like set. And he's like, but then on the other hand, like one of the smartest guys I know is continuing to like doubt Bitcoin. And Safedine comments, he's like, I'll make this really simple. The guy that's not smart is smart, and the guy that you're saying is smart is not smart, right? Because he made the right decision, and the proof is in the pudding, right? So if the outcome is there, then these aren't the experts. I think we need to stop referring to them as experts. They need to be shamed.
That's right.
They
We're
need to
going to be
be,
judging people based on how much Bitcoin they hold or how long they've held it or if they're a whole coiner. I mean, that is going to be the test of intelligence and wealth. Do you
yeah,
have Bitcoin?
yeah, yeah.
How do you store it? Do you store it with a custodian? Is it in self-custody? And I think those dividing lines are going to be uh, pretty important.
Hmm.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
talking about 0.26% of all people can own a whole Bitcoin. And that's if you divide by 21 million. And then thinking about the fact that there's only 2 million available, whatever that, I hate that number, however liquid the exchanges are. But, 5 million Bitcoin are lost, gone forever. 15 million maybe are available.
Hmm. So you have, I think, how many millionaires? 62 million millionaires in
Yeah.
the world, and about 15 million Bitcoin. That, and
Yeah.
how many of those are going to sell to the millionaires?
I'm
And
not
there's
going to sell to a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not selling to a millionaire. Give
no,
me a
no.
break, bub. You
Maybe
had a
I'll,
great life.
maybe you can earn it from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that like today, to get that status, I mean, we're talking $1,000 would be a huge purchase, a million sats, and but I think there's only 200,000 or 220,000 sats for every person on Earth, which is like what, $200 or something, $250.
Yeah.
The millionaires are going to be working, they're going to be liquidating all their assets to get to one Bitcoin or a half a Bitcoin, something that they could buy, with 45 grand today or 50 grand today.
Well, you see it already with guys like, Grant and Gary Cardone. And historically, the real estate guys, right? That I was just listening to Grant in a space last night, and he said, I just wish I bought it back then. I wish I ignored all the people that told me to put real estate on a blockchain. What he's doing now is he's working with his whole network to incorporate Bitcoin into, real estate deals. So you have
Mhm.
like 80% of it's real estate, and then you have, 20% that's Bitcoin allocation. And then the folks that buy into it get, percentage of that back and a yield on that without even really having to understand Bitcoin. But all these guys, and they're smart, right? The Cardones are smart. They're not late. They're first movers in terms of like bringing it to this scale. And this is something that's really going to catch on. You're going to have these multimillionaires that are from real estate or finance or whatever their business is, that are going to try, and the smart ones will find really creative ways to integrate it and to get more of it. You know,
Yeah.
the ones that are not smart will just like wait very, very long and then just try and buy it from us, but we're not fucking selling.
I'm not selling it, dude. The other thing that could be interesting is that interest rates for people that hold Bitcoin could be more favorable. And if you were
Yes.
to buy a home, and like you said, like maybe there's a situation where you're borrowing and some of the money goes to Bitcoin, or if you are a customer and you bring Bitcoin to the table, perhaps you get a favorable interest rate from the bank. And yes, you might have to put that up as collateral to secure your loan. But I mean, the money that you would save by doing that, you could use to purchase more Bitcoin. So I
Yeah,
think that we're going to see the picture change in ways that we haven't anticipated yet. And I think the way that AI has disrupted industries, uh, monetizing or financializing Bitcoin is going to disrupt industries.
absolutely. What Grant was saying too is Freddie and Fannie are on the way out, right? And with the new administration, there's hopefully going to be the space for these entrepreneurs to create, uh, better products, better loan products. And that Grant was talking about this, like, hey man, like we can do something where if you have Bitcoin, you can put that up as collateral, you can get a mortgage. You can't do that right now because of regulations, things like that. But in theory, you can do this. And then now that we're past this threshold, well, we're at 96,000 now, which is fun.
Dude, it just hit 94.
Oh shit.
And then it
Well,
got
welcome
filled
to Bitcoin.
in, went to 95. Yeah, man, I'm watching it just welcome to Bitcoin. Did you buy the top at 100?
I
It's
love this.
90.
I love it. I love it because this is the most Bitcoin thing ever, and this is how it changes your mind. This is how it develops
Nobody gets it.
patience and conviction.
Yeah,
You
nobody
know,
gets a free pass.
no one gets a free pass. It's the best thing ever. Give me more of it. Let's go, baby. Take it back down to 50 so I can keep buying low.
I
Well,
agree. I
you
mean,
know where it's going. Give me the opportunity to do that, right? So I can get cheaper sats. I'm buying at north of 100. Might as well be buying at, 50, even better.
I agree. Goodness, hilarious. I mean, imagine, nobody gets in at 100 and then watches it go to 250 and
No,
then cashes out, No, you buy it at 100 and we dump 10%.
it's poetic, really. I love it.
Get it. If let's just say somebody bought today for the first time, what would you say to them? What are they going to do for the next 3 months? All right, so take them through February. They bought last night at 100. What do you tell them?
Whatever you do, you don't touch it. Okay, that's the first thing. Don't touch it. Any paycheck you get, keep stacking, right? Like you said earlier, even if you take 5% of that paycheck, if you're getting 60,000 salary, you'd have 2 million today. So whatever it
That's
is
it.
that you
Yeah,
can afford, uh, continue to just like dollar cost average, put that in Bitcoin. But day one, if you're not custodying that Bitcoin, learn how to do that. Bitcoin, there's paper Bitcoin, that's an IOU Bitcoin, that's not real Bitcoin. Okay, real Bitcoin is taking ownership and custody of that Bitcoin. So, look at different wallet options out there. Foundation's got a really easy, sleek design, the Foundation Passport. They've got something new coming out on the 16th of December. CoinKite's got great products, obviously, the cold card. Don't use a ledger, right? If you're going to use Trezor, maybe use the Bitcoin only option. But there's so many great resources out there about how to do that. It might seem a little overwhelming at first, but nothing that an hour or 2 hours of watching YouTube videos is not going to solve for you. And follow, like make sure that you're watching the right guys. So BTC
the stack
session.
show. The
Yes,
stack show.
back show. That's it, baby. That's all you need. All you need is us. Okay.
Mhm. And
Ignore everyone else.
yeah, exactly.
But if
My
you're looking for
advice,
tutorials, BTC sessions is great.
yeah,
And yeah.
if you've got 2 hours. He's awesome though. He's yeah, the original. I think I would tell people mustaches to
Oh, there
like
we go, baby.
Man,
That's
I meant to start out the call with this.
are we
Mustache.
doing well, now we can say mustaches to 100K, the next 100K.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
My wife wants this thing off, because I just do weird things. I go up and just tickle her with it.
Yeah, mine will
That
probably say the
creepy?
same. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I
She's
can't keep it on. Well, I tried. Hopefully I didn't curse us.
you know what, man? I think mustaches bring nothing but goodwill.
There you go.
That's what I think. So we'll see, brother. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we've been one hell of a run here. It's just so fun to pay attention to it.
Yeah, I agree. Volatility, it's your friend. I mean, I would buy a little bit every time we see a dip like this. I don't think we're gonna go into the 80s. Maybe we do. I don't know. I think that this 94, 93, I think that's the floor now. And I've got a good friend who's always asking me, what's the floor? Is it going to go below this number? And I just continually say, forget about that. Just keep stacking, get to that goal, whatever it is.
I think I'm just thinking about this right now, but think about it this way. when you wake up every morning, say you're going through a journey of, you're trying to improve your health and your life. You don't wake up every morning and feel better every single day, right? That's not how it works. You're not like, you have days and weeks where you make great strides, and then you have a day where your body's tired, you feel down, whatever it is, and it's okay, but you kind of just keep working through that. You just keep following the process, and then over months, over years, that's when you become the best version of yourself, right? But that takes a long time, couple years, and then you look back on the old pictures and you're like, holy shit, like I did a great job because I stuck with the plan. And even the days that I didn't feel good, I accepted that and pushed through that and worked with that. And you need those days to become the best version of yourself, right? So anything worth attaining, by definition, cannot come easy. It has to be hard work. So just remember that, keep that top of mind, and yeah, trust the process, enjoy the ride.
That's good, man. Good advice. That should wrap us up for today.
Thank you. Well, this has been one hell of a show. Make sure you comment.
Comment.
If you want to see us talk about anything on the next episode, let us know. We're at the beginning stages of the Stack Show, so your voice is really loud. We'd love we'd love for you to be one of our early fans, right?
That's a good point. That's a good
Yeah.
point. Yeah, no comment will be ignored.
No comment will be ignored. We did get a bot comment, which was even a fun little milestone.
I think so. We're
Yeah,
doing something right.
something's here.
We're doing something
Like,
right.
subscribe. That's it. What else? Anything else, buddy?
No, man, that's it. Stay humble, stack sats.
Let's go, baby. Signing off.
Till
Cheers.
next time.
Till next time. Can you see that?
Yeah, man. So is he doing his final space? I mean, we hit 100, right? So it doesn't have to stay at
It's kind of
100.
hard to listen to it and talk. I don't because I can't turn the volume down on space. Or can I?
I don't know. Uh,
Oh gosh. Uh,
why don't you say something? Hey, look at that. We're right next to each other at the top.
I'm gonna leave and come and go back because it's hard to talk and listen to that at the same time. But to preface this, if you don't know, I mean, we're talking about yellow here. In 2021, he said he's going to do a don't stop believing spaces all the way to 100K. And so for more than 1,000 days, 1,100 days maybe, I think he's been doing a space every single day. He plays Don't Stop Believing.
Three
He's our
times.
little yellow puppet, and we love him. And it's the last space. It's the last space, so it's kind of sad.
Yeah, what a burden though.
What a burden.
He's like the soldier, the knight in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade that has to live forever guarding the cup.
But he's free now.
Yeah, he's
Let's hear what he
he's
has to say. Let's go. I'll just keep going back into it and see where we're at. Still Freebird. I love this fucking song. Let's go.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No, not through your screen. I can hear it on my phone, but not through your screen.
Oh, damn. Probably need to use like a service. If we use like one of those like like I forget what it's called, but like a legit professional service
For what? Recording
platform.
audio?
What?
For recording audio?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know what I'm talking about.
One thing I could do is I could do a screen recording on my phone and then put that recording in as the audio in post.
Okay.
So we'd just be hanging out while it plays.
Okay.
I mean, is he going to play the whole 11 minutes of Freebird here?
Yeah. But it's coming to an end.
Sounds terrible. I mean, the audio quality is not good.
No, no, no. It's funny because it's from his computer to the spaces and from our computer to the screen record
Yeah.
to your computer. It's like 5 steps removed from good quality.
He's doing the DSL dial-up. Do you hear that?
Yeah, no, yeah. Now here we go.
I love that.
That can get us in trouble. Frankie.
Here we go. That's good.
I love this song.
So good. There's a piece of history happening right now. What other replies have you seen in there?
It's a really big deal.
It is,
End of an
man.
era.
It is. It's been 3 years of this.
Last one. It's a different podcast. This is the standalone 100K Don't Stop Believing final episode podcast. So bear with us just for the history books though, right? Just so we have it documented.
Yeah. You can hear the last sequence.
All right, let's see what he has to say. Or maybe we do live version next.
You know, every day, you know. I used to rise in my mediocrity. I never excelled at anything. I never did anything perfect. I was never one of those guys that wanted something of an expert, something that was above the majority of the people out there. Something like mediocrity. But I found out one thing. One thing. I didn't accept one thing, and that is what really separates me from others is my ability to question things, I guess. And I feel like we all do that. We might be first, we might be some things. Saying,
Do it again.
Live version, best version.
Was that ad-libbed?
On Yellow, sing for us. Got 57,000 views right now, which is a lot. Typically, a couple thousand.
Wow.
Been doing this every day since November 7th, 2021. Crazy. Imagine that.
I mean, how does he do the rest of his life?
Well, I'll go back. I think I don't know. I don't know, but I think he's like a graphic designer, right? I mean, he does really good memes and stuff and lives in Greece. He's Greek. We know that. Uh, I wonder what Yellow looks like. I would love to meet him in person and just like have a few
I'll just
drinks.
wait. He'll be at Vegas
I think it's going to be really
2025.
easy to point out and be like, yeah, that's him.
He's the yellow guy with the big eyeballs.
Yeah. I mean, there's not many puppets that just walk around, you know? That'll be pretty easy to point out.
Just listen for his voice. He sounds like Conan O'Brien's Triumph, the insult comic dog.
Yeah, he does.
That's exactly what I think of.
It's such a man, just such a easy to love character. It's pretty incredible. I mean, I've tried explaining to my wife. I don't know about you.
No,
It's try that. It's really fun.
I didn't bother.
So I follow this yellow puppet. Okay, his name's Yellow, and he does memes and stuff, and he's Greek. And every day, Yellow says Bitcoin's going to 100K. So, we should probably put more money into Bitcoin.
I made the mistake of showing my wife a couple memes, and she goes, "You're you and your friends, you guys are like the biggest nerds."
Yeah, yeah. I always show my wife memes I think are funny, and I'm always like looking at her face, like, is she gonna laugh?
You get it? See how
I even showed her like the Ric Flair compilation video that I put out yesterday of just Ric Flair being an absolute psychopath.
banger?
And I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
She's
as
not impressed.
You're not impressed. I'm like, well, how are you not finding this funny? This is Ric Flair being a psychopath. I mean, it's come on.
I
I
agree
mean,
that no, that was a good post. I got amped when I saw that.
thank you, thank you. Listen, I think it's probably the symptom of like Bitcoin being 95% male geeks.
Yeah, geek. I don't know. I mean, we
Yeah,
lift weights, we eat steak, we buy Bitcoin.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is the masculine renaissance. Like we might be technically savvy, we might be into nuance and details and how things work, but I don't think that you would want to mess with Bitcoiners.
You know what? Damn right, brother. I'll take that.
That's
I'll
right.
take that over geek any day.
Yeah.
Let's check back in. Here we go. It's like listening to a really bad download from Napster or LimeWire, you know?
Oh man. Yeah, you're bringing me back now. Those were the days.
You're not crazy. Okay, keep looking at that. We got it something to do and finish it. Seven, three, four, two, nine, shots, stop, come. Nine, seven, big bag. And the cut back far. One more. I won't give a shot. The price is at 99 fucking something. Of course it is. Fucking Bitcoin, man. Fucking Bitcoin will. Make me stop my last space. And then putting the space will drop to 99. Just a Bitcoin thing. Such a Bitcoin thing as they say.
You can hear the relief in his voice.
Yeah.
So,
Fitting.
one more time, one last play. I can barely hold it together here. I want to thank you all, fucking crazies that joined. I've never experienced something similar in my life. I've never done something that difficult. So there's a lesson there. We did this live on El Salvador, like we did it more than 3 years. Some players, they know this place from the start of the journey. What started as a meeting, what started as an extension of Resurrection to the 100K, or maybe a revival, shout out to the meat factory. Through myself, you shouldn't be thankful for me, man. I should be thankful for you guys, especially the crazy ones that join every day with me. You guys kept me on point. You guys made me stop more. And whatever you can say about this space, you guys did that for me. I love you really. And it saddens me that I have to end this, but it has to end. So for the last time, live version, best version. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Last one. By the way, can you see both of us while we're watching this? I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, because anyway.
Yeah, that was great. Tracy McDonald from Sunday Notice goes to hear one more time. What a great space we had until now. Totally not a filler episode, right, guys? It's been great. Okay, guys. Round 3 now. About to start. Best version, live version. Hit it, yellow. Let's go.
Come on,
Yes.
Frankie.
Up and down the boulevard. Street lights, people. Woo! It's all coming to an end. End of an era.
What more can you say?
Sing it, Yellow. Sing it, baby. Believing. Don't stop. Wow.
Okay, that was it. Don't stop believing. Last one. The songs are done. So what we're gonna do now is first of all announce the winner of Have Van Staying Poor contest. He wanted to give out a whiskey of his, and I didn't want to take it. Also, get doxed myself just before I leave. And what? So I'm giving it to one of the crazies, and the winner is Clark. Newbie on the crazies, Clark. Congrats, luck of the newbie. So what I'm gonna do now, another meme going with the DSB meme. We are going together all this time. He started the 100 push-ups a day until you're not gay or something.
I didn't do that.
I'm talking about other body. Other body. Are you ready? To join Valhalla. You want to ask for the mic on the body? And finally, sing it.
Knickknacks. Little nicotine mints.
There you go.
The mic, idiot. Come on.
We're gonna look back on this like 10 years from now. We're gonna watch this YouTube video in complete and utter pride or embarrassment.
I think, yeah, I'm not sure how many views we're gonna get. I think we're gonna have some views at the very beginning, and then it'll just.
You know,
Hey,
one off.
whatever.
We got to do it just to chronicle it.
Yeah.
Can be happening, man. After all this time, he's not asking for the mic. He's sleeping in. The one thing he had after 3+ years is to finally ask the mic on the final DSP, and he's not here. Someone start tagging Barry under the what the fuck is he doing really? Start tagging him. This is hilarious.
Take it all, look at the plebs in the space.
Yeah, I was scrolling through. I know half of them.
You don't?
I do.
You do, yeah. Man. Okay. I want to hear is just his final word. You know, I want to see the final sign off.
There comes, I guess. Fucking idiot. What can we say? So we crossed 100K yesterday, and of course I was asleep. When I'm asleep, I generally close my Wi-Fi on my phone.
I do that too.
To go to the office for the Fiat job.
So he does go to an office.
So I wake up, get dressed very quickly, get on my bike, go to the office. I start my work PC, and as I wait to wake up and for the PC to start properly, I open my Wi-Fi on the phone, and immediately oh, something. I don't know. Anyway, immediately the notifications started coming like crazy. Like, for 1.5 minutes, I was fucking waiting there, watching my phone. In the 40th second, I finally realized, okay, I'm not fucking British Potter, so I guess we reached 100K or something. So that's how I found out today that we reached it. For now, it seems Gary's asking the mic. I don't see you, man. Join and rejoin. I don't see you. Let me see something. So that's how I found out.